Welcome, students, to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting. As always, I'm Professor Plum, and we have students. We have some students here today. We got DKO.
What's up?
Paperclip.
Yo, yo, yo.
Boggles. Not here. DBP.
Yo.
Tim Willie.
Yo.
Big L. Big L. Gone?
Yo.
Where'd you go? Do you have lag again? Do you have lag or just not paying attention?
Fucking lag.
Lag. Okay. Sorry, son. We're going to cut you for this one.
No.
We can't have any more errors. Okay, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to hang up on you. I'm going to call you right back. If we still got lag, we got to let you go. We're not going to.
You can do it.
We're not facing any technical errors today.
You.
Hanging up, and we're going to call him right back. Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully, he doesn't have any lag.
Cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers. Here comes the Big L.
The Academy of Second Chances.
Second Chance Academy. Big L, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Any lag?
Not so far.
Okay.
I'm back, bruh.
All right. Tim, we got you. Zyger, we got you. Anybody that I missed? We got
Yes.
Blue. We always miss Blue. Okay. Anybody else that I missed besides Blue? Jar.
And Jar, your mic volume just went down a shitload. What the hell are you doing?
Jar, where you at?
I'm right here.
Get close
Dude,
to
it
your mic.
sounds like you were like 100 feet away from the mic.
It sounds like you're in a closet.
Okay, I'm gonna fix the settings. Hold on, I'm gonna fix the settings here.
We'll hold the whole class up. We'll hold the podcast up while you fix it.
Everybody stop. Just wait for a couple seconds.
Yeah, we'll wait a couple seconds. Jar. One,
Two.
two.
Ah, shit, guys.
There we go. You're back. You finally stepped out of the closet.
Test. Jar, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right,
It's
testing.
good.
1, 2, 3, Jar. Sounds good. Okay. Well, we got some good news and we got some other news. I don't know if it's good or bad. We did not solve the podcasting problem as we thought originally. The mic that I bought was a piece of shit. I'm gonna take it back. We have a couple new banners actually, and some of the old banners I think I'm gonna tweak a little bit. Sometimes I look at them and I see like little errors, and I think, that bugs me. And I look at it again and I think, I'll just get over it. It's just a little error. It's just a little bit off in this color over here. It's just not dark enough there. And then I see it again. I'm like, fuck, I gotta take care of it. So it's like these little things just eat away at me until finally I'm like, gotta take care of it. So the latest wonder is the Kim Jong-il banner suggested by Pillow Fort. Congratulations, Pillow Fort. Also, I got the Principles of Social Competence, the hardback book.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm flipping through it right now. It's got a table of it feels like a textbook, like a college textbook.
You're gonna start opening it up during the podcast like you're a professor?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like turn to page 135.
Turn to page 135. I should actually start my own textbook scam where I charge you like $200 to get your textbook. And the paper looks pretty nice. The graphics, not too bad. Looks pretty decent. Oh, we got Hibernia. Let's bring Hibernia back.
Print it?
What's that?
Where did you buy the textbook from? Online?
Yeah, there's a link on the main page in the ebook. It's not an ebook on the forum.
Oh, it's the main site.
Yeah, the main site for the
I want
ebook.
to buy a hardcover copy, but it's just you change it constantly. So
Yeah.
I don't want to buy one.
Me too. So I was apprehensive about buying my own ebook.
Yeah.
So I waited till a good time where I felt like it was pretty strong and we'd take care of a lot of. I wasn't too happy about all the grammar errors, so I was waiting till we got rid of most of the grammar errors and added most of the sections I wanted. I feel like I'm kind of at that point right now, so I went ahead and bought a hard copy of it.
I feel bad now. When I read the book, I found a bunch of grammar errors,
Yeah.
but I just never posted them.
Oh well, maybe I'll come across them as I read them. I'll just mark them in pen because I got my own book here, so I can mark things up.
Okay.
And one of the things I can notice too is, well, I can't really change it right now, but some of the graphics are low resolution, and you can't tell from the screen, but you can tell once they print. And some are just a little bit fuzzy on the edges, but for the most part, all the graphics look pretty good because I try to make high resolution versions of all these graphics, so they're all pretty crisp. Every now and then you see one that could be improved a little bit, but for the most part, I'm flipping through right now. Looks pretty solid. Looks pretty crisp.
Is the copy longer than I don't mean longer in words, but are there more pages on the hardcover copy than the
Let's
actual?
see, how many pages are here? 291 is the last page. That's it, 291. All right, so let's get over to our podcasting topics. We're going to cover expression today, but we want to get to, let's try to get to one, let's try to get to these two not expression posts, but expectation management posts. The first one is actually the second topic here. It's on view. You're going to have to click the link.
In the how to tell if you're a mangina section?
Yes.
Right.
How to tell if you're a manager. Oh, it's not even is it an EM report?
No, it's article.
It's like a letter.
Very long one, too. Holy
It's a
crap.
horrible monolithic message of hatred.
It sounds like it, yes.
Monolithic.
How to tell if you're a mangina. Okay, so this is in the visitor section. Backstory. Friend couldn't make it to Philharmonic at last minute, so I went alone, met this guy, went on one horrific date, then got this. Okay, so this is a message from, who's this from?
Guy.
Oh, this is the guy who went out with
Yeah.
this girl, and she's posting the message.
Oh, snaps.
She's trying to shame this guy, basically, online.
Oh.
This is what girls like to do.
She posted this on the internet.
Yes. And we recorded it.
That's fucked up.
Yes. Girls love to shame you publicly, if possible. Because, as you remember, that one of the most important things to girls is their social status. So they look at you through the eyes of social status. So when they want to hurt you, they don't try to tell you you're an ugly guy. They put you on the internet. They try to shame you in front of everybody. They try to lower your social status. Because, again, social status is one of the most important things for women.
Oh, yo, who's barking?
The dog. Be quiet, doggy. Okay, so this is from subject, hi, Lauren. So this guy's, he's writing an email to Lauren. Let's have Jar read this.
Hi, Lauren. I'm
Hold on,
disappointed
hold on.
in you. I'm disappointed.
Hold on,
that I
hold
haven't
on, hold
gotten
on,
this-
hold on. We got kids. Motherfucker. It sounds like a troop of
Is that
kids
your
coming
dog,
up.
Plum?
Yeah, but they're barking at a group of kids coming up the steps, visiting some relatives nearby.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Welcome back.
I lost connection.
Hang on a second. Let me make sure that they're going. Hold on a second.
Oh, what's up, Bogler?
What's up, paper?
Surprise, surprise. I lose connection and I come back and boom, the bog's in the house. Right in the
Boggles
room.
in the house. I didn't even see that he was in the house. What's up, Boggles?
What's up, man? I just went to physical therapy. I worked my core and I feel so good now. I'm ready for a podcast.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
me too, man. Me
All
too.
right, everybody, Boggles, get over to the podcasting topics. We're on the second one right now. You got to click the link.
Yeah, I'm on the podcasting topics already. I'm ready.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Okay, go to the second topic and click the link.
Oh, okay.
We now have Bogler version 2.0.
All right, hit it, Jar.
Alright. Hi, Lauren. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed that I haven't gotten a response to my voicemail and text messages. For your information, I suggest that you keep in mind that emails sound more impersonal, harsher, and are easier to misinterpret than an in-person or phone communication. After all, people can't see somebody's language or tone of voice in an email. I'm not trying to be harsh, patronizing, or insulting in an email. I'm honest, direct by nature, and I'm going to be that way in this email. By the way, I did a Google search, so that's how I came across your email.
Okay,
I assume
first. Oh, go ahead and read a couple more paragraphs.
that you no longer want to go out with me. If you want to go out with me, then you should let me know. I suggest that you make a sincere apology to me for giving me mixed signals. I feel led on by you.
Keep going.
I'm Bogler.
Yeah.
He searched her name on Google and found her email?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Keep
I
going.
really like her.
Okay, things that happened during our date include, but are not limited to, the following.
Longer speech.
You played with your hair a lot. Playing with your hair is a common sign of flirtation. You can even do a Google search on it.
You did a Google search for her name?
I've never had a date where a woman played with her hair as much as you did. In addition, you didn't look like you were playing with your hair out of nervousness.
Okay, stop right there. Comments, Willie? Tim Will?
Sounds like he's trying to be nice to her,
Yeah, we got that part. What else?
but indirectly trying to make her feel bad.
Indirectly trying to make her feel bad?
Yeah,
What do we call that?
guilt.
Yeah, what is that? When you're trying to guilt somebody, what's that called?
Passive aggressive.
Punishment.
Tim Willie?
Being passive.
Nope, you're close. You're half right.
Passive aggressive.
Why do we say passive aggressive and not just passive?
You said because he's not talking to her directly, and also in his email, it looks like he's trying to set the stage for aggression by saying, "I'm not trying to be harsh, patronizing, or insulting." In this regard,
No, why do we say passive aggressive? Why do we use that particular term? Why not aggressive and why not just passive? Why do we say passive aggressive?
because he's not being direct.
Boggles. Why do we say passive aggressive and not just passive or aggressive?
Because he's trying to be aggressive, but he's coming off passive, but then he actually wants to be aggressive.
Big L. Why do we use the term passive aggressive?
Because he's indirectly punishing her.
He's indirectly punishing her?
Yeah.
Okay. Zyger, you want to add to that?
Well, when you're passive aggressive, it's basically you want to punish, you want to hurt the person, but you're afraid of the retaliation or afraid of being judged, so you do it indirectly.
Yes.
And this passive aggressive is like, I don't want to hurt you, but bam, and he says something that might be considered bad, but he's like limiting his liability, basically.
Yes, you are basically saying, I don't want to be held accountable for what I'm going to say right now, but I feel like you're disrespecting me, you're being mean to me, you're being bad to me, you're doing something to hurt me, and I want to get back at you. I want to punish you, but I don't want to feel bad about it. I don't want to take responsibility for what I'm about to do. I don't want you to blame me for what I'm about to do. I don't want you to think poorly of me. So, very self-conscious, very worried, very neurotic guy, but yet...
This whole thing about, like, watching her body language and shit, it's so passive. Because he can't make the first step and, decide what to do. He watches for signs.
Yes, and all this stuff, where he's talking about her body language, what is that?
Well, it's part of this whole PUA stuff. Like,
right, but what would that fall under?
Adapt yourself to what other people do.
Yeah, but why
people's expectations.
Why is he doing that, though?
Sorry?
Why is he doing that, though?
Well, because he can't get his expectations met.
Paperclip, why is he doing that?
Reward her.
No, DKO, why is he doing that? Why is he talking about her, why is he explaining all these things about, he basically explains preening to her. When a woman plays with her hair, she is preening, like he's explaining what she's doing to her. It's like saying, if a girl said to you, if a girl said to you, it'd be like this. DKO, when you wake up in the morning, you have morning wood, that's because you're either having a wet dream or you have to pee really bad and you're holding it in. So.
He's being observant.
No. Blue, what's going on?
I think he's kind of, he's projecting.
No, what is he doing? When he's saying all this stuff, he's looking up Google, he's searching Google for, preening habits and whatnot and explaining all this stuff. What is he doing, Jar?
He's being neurotic.
We got that part. What is it falling under, Tim Willie?
I want to say
Justification.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we have a brilliant guy. What is he doing? He's making an explanation. Why is he making this explanation, Zyger?
Well, he's trying to convince her rationally about what he's doing wrong.
Yeah, he's trying to get her to feel guilty, to feel bad by trying to convince her that his expectation should be followed. He's not trying to punish her for not following his expectation. He's trying to convince her.
Right. So she gets to choose whether his expectation is worth being met or not.
Yes.
And he's rewarding her for violating his expectation by doing so.
Yes. He has not established his authority, obviously. She doesn't want to go out with him. She hasn't called him back. So that's why he's going through all these different gymnastics to try and get her to see, hey, here's my explanation. Here's the reasons why my expectation should matter to you. And now please follow it.
He's also boosting her ego.
What's that?
He's also boosting her ego. Like, she's not...
Yeah, that's irrelevant, though. We're not going to speak about it in boosting your ego terms. We want to make it clear to everybody what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see that he's trying to rationalize with her, trying to reason with her, trying to explain things to her as a means of justifying himself. Inappropriately justifying himself. Again, we're seeing the same themes over and over. This is nothing new. If you've done an expectation management report, or you've spoken to another person once in your life, a girl or a guy, you've encountered this before. Some type of justification. Have you reasoned with somebody today? Have you talked to somebody and said, here's my reasons for why I'm doing this. Here's my reasons why I feel this is valid. That is a justification. So we engage in this behavior on a daily basis, but we don't always realize, is this a valid time to do this? Is it appropriate? This is what is key in getting your expectations met. And this guy, all over the place. Let's go to the next one, Jar.
Alright. We had lots of eye contact during our date. On a per-minute basis, I've never had as much eye contact during a date as I did with you.
Okay, Jar, what's going on there?
Okay, it's more justification.
Yes, the same thing. He's saying, here are the reasons why you should follow my expectation. Here are the reasons. Here's my rationale. If I just can convince you that my expectations are valid, you will follow them. This is the same trap you guys fall into. You argue with girls. You think, look, if I just give this girl a good enough reason, she's just looking for a smart reason. She's just looking for a really intelligent reason. If I find it, she's just going to change her mind. Wrong. You're fooling yourself. This guy is one long justification speech. He's one long explanation. He is a guy who does not want to confront her and say, look, here's my expectation. You violated it. Now you're in trouble. Here's my expectation. You violated it. Now you're in trouble. Now I'm going to punish you. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. He thinks, if I punish her, she's going to hate me.
Yeah, but if he did punish her, it probably wouldn't matter anyways.
It wouldn't. Because he's forgot one of the most important things, which is what, Boggles?
Incentive.
Explain that.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, hold on, I'm speaking. Sharing his reactions, conveying himself, conveying his person.
Sure.
Huh? Why did you say sure?
I said sharing, and then I kind of stopped. I wanted
Sharing
you to...
his reactions to her presence, or what they're doing, to how he's feeling.
Yeah, why did you say incentive? What's that supposed to do?
That's an ebook term that I can throw out in this.
Yeah, we got that, but I want to understand why you're using that ebook term.
Pardon?
I want to know why you're using that ebook term.
Because you guys always keep harping that I don't give you guys enough incentive to get my expectations met.
Okay, so explain that to me. That's what I'm asking you. What does that mean?
It means where I talk candidly about things that happen to me and how they make me feel, what I think about, and I convey basically how I see the world to you in through my words.
And what does that do?
That kind of that's like a Disneyland to you guys. So it's like since I'm so candid, it attracts you to me and what makes you want to form a relationship with me. So then when I say, hey, let's do this, you're more likely you want to do what I tell you. I do what I tell you because you kind of like me and you don't want to displease me at that point.
Okay, so you're right. You're answering it in a very, very, very roundabout way. Can somebody connect the dots more succinctly?
Basically, he's when you give somebody incentive, you're giving them a reason to meet your expectation.
Okay, there we go. A reason to meet your expectation. A reason to meet your demand. Boggles, you make a lot of demands. But who wants to meet your demands?
Very few people at times.
Right. Well, some people do want to meet them at times because you've given them enough incentive. You've given them enough reason to make that demand and say, oh, Boggles made this demand, but he's giving me a reason to meet that demand. Now I want to meet it.
Yes.
So, again, incentive. All right, so this guy has gone on, I think he's gone on one date with this girl, and he wrote this he's tried to call her, of course she blew him off, didn't want to go out with him, and now he's written this huge long email thinking that if he just convinces her, they're going to go out. Okay, keep going. What's that?
I'm confused on the first sentence of this letter, where it says, I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed that I haven't gotten a response to my voice note and text messages.
Right, he's been previously trying to call her and text her. It's just like you went out on a date with a girl, and then she never called you back or texted you back, and you've been trying to get in touch with her.
So
that's not my concern.
Okay.
My concern is, when I read I'm disappointed in you, I see that as punishing by rejection. And then I look at the second sentence, and I'm asking myself, is he justifying, or is he telling the girl what he's disappointed in? I don't understand where.
Well, he's doing a lot of things. You'll see he's doing a lot of things. He is punishing. He's also being passive-aggressive. He's also trying to justify himself inappropriately. He's doing a lot of different things.
Let's say I'm in a situation, I tell a girl I'm disappointed in you,
okay,
and then I tell her why I'm disappointed. That's not justifying, right? You're telling her why you're disappointed.
You're telling her why you're disappointed in her. Okay. So you're justifying yourself, but the problem is you haven't established your authority with her. You've gone out on one date with her. She doesn't like you. You haven't given her enough incentive to even care about listening to your explanations. So whether you're justifying yourself or not is irrelevant at this point. But yes, you are justifying yourself when you're giving these long explanations.
So let's say I'm with a girl who we have a mutual, I'm getting my expectations met. She loves me, and I tell her I'm disappointed in you.
Okay.
Now, how does she know what I'm disappointed about?
You would explain it to her then. This is a different situation. There's no relationship at this point. So him explaining his expectations is irrelevant. She has no reason to care about him.
Oh, so when a girl cares about you, that's when you can tell her how you feel. Like, look, I'm disappointed in you. You violated my expectations.
Yeah, if you say, if a girl doesn't care about you and you tell her, you showed up late, it made me feel bad. Why does she care if you feel bad or not? This is why we tell you guys, sometimes you'll say, I'm punishing a girl, and I'm saying, you showed up late, I'm scolding her, and then you say, it made me feel bad.
Yeah.
You screw up your own punishment.
Yeah, I did that with my coworker. Hey, don't say that, I don't like it.
I don't like that, right. You're focusing on your behavior and not on the person who's violating your expectation.
Oh, I don't like
it. I feel like I just hit the jackpot.
Everybody who is dysfunctional or having a competing expectation against you is trying to focus on your behavior and what you're doing wrong. This is why you start justifying yourself. You're also focusing on your behavior when you justify yourself. What is this guy doing? Here's the reason I'm talking to you. Here's the reason why I thought you liked me, your eye contact, this and that. He's bringing everything back to himself and how he feels about it and what she did wrong to him, etc. Yeah. So he's trying to justify himself. He's trying to justify what he's doing right now. He's saying, here's the reason I have to exist. Here's the reason why you should accept this. Here's the reason why this is valid and you should pay attention to it. He's trying to justify himself like a lawyer before a judge. He's saying, you're the judge. Judge me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Now, in other words, when you say I'm disappointed in you, that's only going to work when a girl has emotional investment in you.
Yes.
If she does not have emotional investment in you, that's not punishing her.
No. She doesn't care.
So
Okay.
that is a type of punishment. Once she cares
It's
about
just like ignoring. When does ignoring matter?
when you have authority. All right. Sweet. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's see. Blue, why don't you continue?
Okay. You said, it was nice to meet you at the end of our date. A woman could say this statement as a way to show that she isn't interested in seeing a man again, or she could mean that she said that it was nice to meet you. The statement by itself is inconclusive.
Okay, so this guy is a mega nerd. He's trying to explain her intentions to her. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is like saying, hey, I saw you sneeze, and I couldn't tell if you had an allergy or you were doing it as a nervous tick to imply that you like me. He's trying to do all this mind reading, basically. Okay, keep going.
We had a nice conversation over dinner. I don't think I'm being delusional saying this statement. In my opinion, leading someone on, i.e. giving mixed signals, is impolite and immature. It's bad to do that. Normally, I would be asking for information if a woman and I don't go out again after a first date. However, in our case, I'm curious because I think our date went well, and that there is a lot of potential for a serious relationship. Of course, it's difficult to predict what could happen, but I think there is a lot of potential for a serious relationship developing between us one day, or at least there was before your non-response to my voicemail and text messages.
Okay. Comments. Jar?
Well, I did forget that he wrote this entire thing just because that girl didn't reply to a voicemail or text message.
Right.
So it speaks a lot of disparity or a lot of desperate measures to me, and I think that just adds to his neurotic mindset.
But the desperation isn't the issue. Yes, he's desperate and he's voicing that desperation, but the desperation itself isn't the issue. What is the issue? DKO?
He can't get his needs. Oh.
The issue is, it sounds like he's begging too much and he can't get his expectations met.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't get his expectations met. Tim?
Looks like he's trying to do some more justification of his behavior.
Yes. DVP?
I thought it was pretty funny how he was talking about, like, I don't think I'm being delusional, and then right after that he starts talking about how there was a possible relationship between the two of them, even though she didn't call him back.
Right. He thinks there's a serious relationship
Yeah.
having gone out on one date with her.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny part is he thinks she thought the same way,
Yes.
even though she's not calling him back and she's not responding to anything. And even more so, after she read this, she put it on the internet.
Right. So he is totally misreading this whole situation. In his mind, he's thinking, if I just give a girl good enough reasons, she'll just jump into a relationship with me. So girls are turned on or attracted to justifications. This is most guys, in most guys' minds, they're of a mindset that if I just give a girl enough reasons, she'll be attracted to me.
I would have liked to see that date.
How does this
like,
translate?
Amazing date.
How does this, Zyger, how does this translate in real life? This type of mentality where if I just make enough justifications to a woman, she'll be attracted to me. How does this translate in real life? To other guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you ask?
Okay, how does this translate into real life? With you or other people you know, this mindset of if I just justify myself enough to a girl, this is grounds for relationship. She'll be attracted to me. This is grounds for attracting a girl. How does that apply in real life?
I would just say it's the opposite of what works.
Right,
You're
but
basically always putting yourself in a position of submission to like everyone.
no, but I'm saying this mindset. How does it apply to guys today?
Always trying to qualify ourselves to women
In what
Very
ways?
common.
In what ways?
by justifying and giving them all the reasons why they should go out with me.
Such as, give me specifics.
Instead of just like saying
Hold on,
they want to
dude.
go up.
Yo, I'm not done.
Boggles.
I'm speaking. You're supposed to shut up when I'm speaking.
Boggles.
I don't care if you're fucking.
Boggles. Number one, you interrupted when I was talking to Zyger. So you don't even have the right to tell DVP to shut up. Number two, who's wrong in any situation involving you, Bogler? Why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Plum rule.
What's the plum rule?
I'm wrong.
Why?
Because I get into a lot of disputes.
Yeah, that's the method, but I want to know why.
You want me to give people more incentive before telling them to meet my expectations.
Right. So you are just, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Meanwhile, nobody cares what you say. Why does DBP not give a shit what you say?
Because he knows he can benefit from the plum rule.
Because you're an asshole.
Because, so you just think DBP joined the academy so he could find the plum rule? Just so he could take advantage of you? You think that's why DBP joined the academy?
That's not what I was saying. I'm trying for right now.
Explain it to me.
I'm saying right now, high school, they all know they can benefit from the plum rule. They can say whatever. And
So you think the students are here to benefit from the plum rule? That's why they're here.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just right now.
I'm asking for your explanation. Why is the plum rule in place?
Because I make demands without giving enough incentive.
So how does that relate to DBP now?
Because he doesn't have enough incentive to do what I say.
Why doesn't DBP give a shit about what you say? When you tell him to shut up, why doesn't he give a shit about that?
Because there isn't enough incentive. Well, also, I mean, if in the classroom everybody's trying to act tough, that's another thing too. But mainly, there's not enough incentive.
Okay, great. You are dismissed from class. Thank you. Anybody know why the plum rule is in place?
I do.
For Boggle's benefit.
Yes, for Boggle's benefit. Why is it for Boggle's benefit, not to his detriment? You would think it'd be a bad thing for him to get kicked out of class. Why is it to his benefit?
So he doesn't burn so many bridges. So he
Yes.
doesn't ruin so many relationships that he learns.
Hibernia. Why is the plum rule for Boggle's benefit?
So we can learn.
So he can learn. That doesn't help me at all, Hibernia.
To change his dysfunctional behavior.
You guys are giving me all these general ebook terms. I don't care about that unless it's practical. You need to make things practical for me. I don't care about ebook terms. I wrote the ebook.
Because he won't learn. He seems he really wants to learn the hard way, so punish him whenever he fucks up and whenever.
Does
he
anybody
breaks.
have the right answer? Jar, do you have the right answer?
I have the right answer. Yeah.
Give it to me.
It's because Boggles doesn't differentiate as well as other people do about what's a good expectation and what's a bad one. He doesn't understand that he's going to be wrong sometimes.
Why is it to his benefit to kick him out of class and not to his detriment? You would think, hey, he needs to be in class to learn stuff, right? Why is it better to kick him out of class? Why is it to his benefit?
So that he can have time to think about what he's done.
I mean,
Anybody have a non-useless answer for me? Think about what he's done? What if I just told you, DKO, hey, DKO, you want to get in a relationship? Just be yourself, be confident.
Because you're rewarding him for burning another bridge if you kept him in class.
Yes, I would be rewarding him for dysfunctional behavior if I kept him around.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's paying attention in
Touche, sir,
class.
touche.
Oh, touche. Everybody likes to justify and play with Bogler like he's a chick. They like to say, hey, Bogler, here's reasons why you should listen to me. Here's reasons why this fight is wrong. Here's reasons why you should pay attention to me. Here's reasons you guys are this embarrassing guy. This loser you're laughing at, this is you. You guys are this loser. Bogler is the chick. Bogler's reading your email. Do you not understand this? This applies across the board. This isn't just some isolated instance where you can laugh at this guy and go, I'm not this guy. At least I'm not writing these desperate letters. Who the fuck do you think is having the arguments with Bogler? You think Bogler is arguing with himself?
No.
Who is he arguing with, Jar?
Us.
Yes. So what should you be doing? Should you be giving him a long list of, hey, Bogler, I saw you looking at me this way, so that says that you're really interested in learning something from me. So also I saw you touching your hair this way, so it looks like that you're ready to learn now, or you're more passive and you're more in a position to accept my expectations. Is that, you sound exactly like this guy in this letter. What should you be doing?
You should be saying, well, exactly why we have the plum rule. It's to get the expectation met.
You should be punishing him.
There you go. Why do you think the plum rule is there?
Punish Boggles.
There you go.
The punish Boggles.
Why am I punishing Boggles?
So that he learns. So that, well, okay, never mind.
Can somebody give me a non-bullshit answer besides because so he'll learn?
I think, Plum, you're getting frustrated over the years because you're not capable of applying enough pain through the internet. So
Yes.
maybe by enlisting the help of all the other students,
Yes.
you might be able to apply enough pain.
This is
Might-
like,
might change.
this is the reason, this is the exact reason why the Academy is open. If I'm the only person who can get his expectations met in California or in the United States, is it very helpful to my social environment if you guys can't get your expectations met?
No.
Why?
Because all these, okay, let's say you punish a chick. Well, so what? You punish her, she's gonna run, she has all these manginas to run to.
Yeah, she's going to run to Jar, who's going to
Yeah.
explain his ass off. She's going to run to DKO, who is going to give her a 5-point analysis of why she should listen to him. She's going to run to Zyger, who's going to give her a nerd chart, right? She's got all these possible places to go until you guys start doing what? Or we start doing what collectively?
Managing our expectations.
Punishing.
Punishing.
If I go, hey, Boggles, knock that shit off, get out of class, and then he goes, hey, Jar, guess what? Guess what Plum said? What are you going to
What
say?
did Plum say?
Plum said that Plum was being mean to me in class, and Plum is such an asshole and this and that. What are you going to tell Boggles?
I would have told him, I think it's this and that and this and that. That's what I would have said.
Yes, but now that you know better, what can you do?
Now I'm going to say Plum rule. Or
Plum
I'm gonna say,
rule.
Hey, get out. Right.
Plum rule. Stop fucking around. Plum rule. If everybody says Plum rule, guess what Boggles is going to have to do?
Set that shit
That's
out.
a change.
Boggles is going to have to get a new fucking expectation.
Yeah.
Regulators, mount up.
This is why punishment is effective and justifying yourself or rewarding bad behavior is not. You are continually rewarding Boggles nonsense. This is why Boggles gets nowhere. You are fucking with Boggles' learning process. Just like this guy right here who is writing this long email is fucking with this chick's learning process. What should he be telling this chick?
Well, she didn't reply.
Yeah, really, it doesn't matter what he tells her. But at the very least, he could just say, fuck off, bitch. I don't want to date you anyway.
At the very least, you know what? I think in the grand scheme of things, if you would have just said fuck off, you probably could have helped the next guy ahead of him.
You know what? Let me tell you something funny. Girls will respond when they're angry. I've told chicks, hey, I think we should have a great time and da-da-da, this and that, and we should talk again. No response back. I say, you are an ugly cunt. Later. I'll get 20 text messages.
Oh, God.
I'll get 20 text messages. I'll have a better chance of dating her just by getting her angry than just doing all these stupid justifications.
Really?
Really?
I'm gonna do that right now.
You ever talked to any girls before?
Well, I'm doing that right now. I'm making a text message.
Actually, I've done that before. It's pretty funny. I've called this girl a bitch before like 20 times, and she actually put me to the side and say, "Why do you think I'm a bitch?"
Yeah.
I
They'll
was
start
like,
being, what's that stage called, by the way?
Passive aggressive. Oh, sorry. I've blurted it out. I should do that.
passive aggressive.
Oh, sweet.
What about
Yes.
the incentive? What if you call a girl a bitch and you're not giving her, you're not rewarding her, then it's not gonna do anything.
Well, I don't know. I was just like being the funny guy the whole time in the class, and I just called her out being a bitch because she gave me the cold shoulder when I was trying to talk to her. And I
Is
just said,
punishing
"No."
a girl not doing anything for her, Paperclip?
Say that again.
Is punishing a girl not doing anything for her, Tim Willie?
It's doing something to her.
Zyger, is punishing a girl not doing anything for her?
No, of course, it's not a reward per se, but in the long term, it's like a loving care. So it creates emotional investment.
Yes. Hibernia, when you punish a woman, does she get emotionally invested in you? Hibernia,
Yeah, she does.
are you sure?
Well, no, actually.
Sounds good in theory, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Jar, when you punish a girl, does she get emotionally invested in you?
Assuming that you had emotional investment, some of which to begin with, some incentive.
Let's
Yeah,
say let's say she has no emotional investment in you at all. She doesn't know you at all.
You're right. No, she is emotionally invested. It doesn't mean that it's happy emotions or that it's good emotions, but she is emotionally invested.
Blue, does punishing a girl work? Does she get emotionally invested in you?
By punishing?
Yes, by punishing. Say you meet a girl in a club.
Right.
She tells you to move over, I'm ordering a drink. You tell her to fuck off. Tell her to stop being a bitch. Is she emotionally invested? Is she attracted to you? Is she emotionally invested in you?
No.
You
Like,
sure?
If I tell her to fuck off, well,
Yeah.
okay. I have a question about this.
Okay, ask it.
Okay, I've never met this girl before.
Uh-huh.
She violates, she gets in my space or whatever, and I tell her to fuck off. Now, this girl could have an emotional response. She could be very angry at me.
Right.
The fact that she's angry at me, and that is an emotion, does that mean because she's having an emotion that she's investing herself?
I'm asking you.
I would say yes. I'm going to have to say yes.
Big L? What do you say?
I'm gonna have to agree with the rest of the guys. Yeah.
Personal,
I say no.
personal experience or just consensus?
There's
Big L.
There's
Big L. Personal experience or just consensus?
Experience.
Experience. So you've punished a girl and she fell more in love with you or became more emotionally invested in you?
Actually, I did punish a girl, but I didn't get any sort of investment whatsoever. Fuck it.
So you don't know what you're talking about? Is that your final answer?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm the last person to talk about relationships.
Okay, good. That's a good answer from you. I like that answer. That's the best answer. Zyger, what were you going to say?
The reason why I came back in season, though,
Hold on. Who's speaking?
this is Jar.
Okay, hold on. Zyger, what did you want to say?
All I wanted to say was, yeah, there's a very fine line between hatred and love. I remember getting girls so angry that they would scream at me or cry. And the next time I saw them, they would be like all nice.
Okay.
So I think whatever emotion you're eliciting, it's like building credits. And that credit can change from positive to negative in a split second.
Okay, Jar?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I remember you saying one time that it's better to have a girl hate you than to have her, than to be in the friend zone with her. And I think that's what sparked in my head when I was coming up with the reason that, yes, a woman would be emotionally invested in you if you were to, tell her to fuck off or something. That's my reason.
Well, let me tell you, I met a girl one time, and you probably heard her on a podcast. I probably recorded talking to her one time. And let's see, when she first called me, I don't remember how long ago it was or when I first met her. I got her number, probably exchanged numbers, probably called her once and got no answer from her. Typical girl move, right? You get the number, she has a boyfriend or whatever, for whatever reason, just doesn't call you back. So I just wrote it off, deleted her out of there. Then, X amount of time, I don't know if it's months or years past, I just get a call out of the blue. I don't know the number. Or no, I'm sorry, I get a text out of the blue saying, who is this, etc. And then text back, who the fuck is this, right? And then she says, text back, is this Plum B or Plum T? Like she's got two Professor Plums in her phone. And I'm like, I don't know. Who are you looking for? So she says, just tell me. And I just tell her, how about just fuck off? And so she says, oh, you're I didn't realize you were a lonely asshole. I'll see you later. And I texted back to her, I didn't realize you were a cunt who just got rejected by a stranger. Ha 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 ha. Send. Okay. Now, I get a text back from her, something along the lines of, wait, why do you think I'm a loser? I have this job and I go to this school. And then do I text back, oh yeah, well I'm this and this and this and here's my justification? Nope. No. I just text back, it's funny that you're such a loser trying to text me and get my attention. Again, just focusing on her behavior, not even regarding any of her expectations, completely ignoring her.
Why did you continue punishing when she was justifying to you?
She's not meeting my expectation yet. She's not submitting to me.
Right.
What were you expecting out of her?
I don't know. Nothing yet. I was just saying don't violate my expectations. That's my number one expectation, is just don't violate my expectations. If you're going to text me and I don't know you, or if you're a girl that I previously got a number from, at the very least you better be civil to me.
Okay.
So she texted me back another thing. Well, I'm this and this, and you're a loser, and blah blah blah. What did I text her back? Jar?
I want to say fuck off, but you didn't say that.
No, you know me.
You said, like,
I'm a little more devious than that. What did I text back? Blue?
Oh, she's an ugly cunt.
Why are you such an ugly, desperate cunt? Why are you still texting me?
right.
Something along those lines.
You know what? Thanks to Manhood Academy, I think cunt is like one of my favorite words.
The point is,
I just love it.
okay, the point is not to throw around the magical word cunt, but the point is I'm trying to get across is that I am punishing violations of my expectations, and I'm very strict with it. I'm not justifying myself to meet somebody else's expectations. And girls don't understand the ebook. They've never read the ebook, but they understand a guy who cares about his expectations. So later, this turns into, now she wants to have phone sex. Oh, but by the way, she's got a boyfriend. Oh, but by the way, she wants to meet up. All from a text that was, hey, who are you? Hey, fuck off. Hey, you're a loser. Hey, why are you talking to me this way? Hey, etc. So it started off very hostile, very adversarial for, I would say, about 30 to 40 texts, just back and forth. Her saying something and me just not caring about what she's saying, texting back something to focus on her deficiency, focus on her behavior. Eventually, turned it around to submission. Why are you being mean? Who are you? The whole tone changed. And from, fuck you, you asshole, I hate you, you'll never get anybody, I'm deleting you, why are you still texting me, you're a stalker, to, so, where did we meet? So, what do you like? Who is this? Who is this? Hi, Bernie. What's up?
Yeah, I had a different expectation management this year. Like, normally, at Christmas time, I send out text out my phone book, and there's always about 10 fuckers that never text back, right?
Right.
So I text out Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and there's always about 10 fuckers that never text back. But this year, I decided that anybody who didn't text back, right, I requested a response for them. I waited about an hour or two, and then I requested a response for them. And I got
What do you mean you requested a response from them? How would you do that?
I just texted response and below the question marks.
Okay, so you just said respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got a 100% response this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your point?
It's just something that I've done differently that I would never have done before.
Okay, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Well, I guess it was expectation management.
Hi, Bernie, are you paying attention here?
Yeah.
No, you're not, because I'm talking about me punishing somebody. Me punishing somebody who's violating my expectations, not just stating expectations. Stating expectations is one thing. Respond is not a punishment. It's just you stating an expectation and somebody meeting your expectation. If they didn't respond and then you punish them, that would be something. But you just stating an expectation is not expectation management. That's the very beginning of expectation management.
Okay, Plum, I wanna jump in here.
Yes.
So I'm the girl, and I say, I'm telling you, why are you being mean to me?
Okay, now you're passive aggressive. Okay, now since you're trying to meet my expectation somewhat, but still being aggressive, you are still saying, why are you being mean to me? You're still putting the blame on me. You're still pointing at my behavior. I would focus on your behavior and say, you need to stop acting like a bitch. You need to text me this way. This is what I expect. Or, I like that you're in love with me and you should be texting me this if you're in love with me. You should be texting me this sweet text. So I'll tell her what I expect and what I don't like.
You know what's funny? Like, the justification is so ingrained in me that most of the time I don't even realize that I'm doing it. So if a girl would say, why are you being mean to me? I would say, well, because I don't appreciate the way you did this or did that. So I'm like explaining myself.
Yeah, I would say that's the default setting for most people. They think it's just reasoning is the way to do things.
Justification was if a chick asks you, hey, why are you being mean to me? If you say, because you're a fucking bitch, is that a justification or is that still count as a
No, that's not a justification. You're not explaining anything. If she's asking you why you're being mean, you could use that opportunity to point her towards the behavior you want. If she's just being aggressive, you don't have to justify yourself at all. But when she starts becoming passive-aggressive, she is trying to meet your expectation, but still not fully meeting it.
Okay. Because I say that a lot, and that was the word that I was...
So if somebody's saying, why are you being mean to me? You could still say, stop acting like a bitch. And when she goes, how am I acting like a bitch? Or what am I doing? Now she's trying to look, now she's focusing on her behavior. That's where you can say, look, you should not be doing this. You should be doing this. This is what I expect. You need to get the focus off of your behavior. When she's going, why are you being mean to me? Who is she pointing at? Her behavior or your behavior?
She's pointing at your behavior.
She's pointing at your behavior. To get your expectation met, you need to be pointing at her behavior. You're not meeting your expectation. You're trying to get her to meet your expectation. So whose behavior do you need to be focused on?
Hers.
Who's playing with something on their desk right now?
That's my fault.
Knock that shit off. Okay,
Sorry.
so you're trying to get your expectation met through her. So you need to be focused on her behavior. All these things where you're justifying yourself, why she should meet your behavior, you're basically becoming this guy. You guys do this all the time in so many different ways you don't realize it. It's not just girls. It's not just, these extreme situations or, just on a date. It could be with Bogler, and many times it is with Bogler. It's with other students at the academy. This is why we always say, or actually Jar knows the answer to this, when does social interaction start? When does your practice start?
From the moment you wake up to the moment you go
Jar,
to bed.
when does your practice start?
From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed.
Yes. Why do we say that, Paperclip?
Because you don't turn it up. You're always using it. Even when you're sleeping, you're getting your expectations met in whatever dream you're having.
We're not going to the dream world, but yes, I think you hit on it. Whenever you're interacting with people, that is expectation management. When you wake up, you're a social being. You're in expectation management mode from the moment you wake up.
Or even when you don't go out and socialize. That's still expectation management.
Well,
How so?
how so? I guess, how so?
How so? Well, because you're choosing not to go out. That's an expectation.
Yep.
Well, we're talking about getting expectations met with other people. I'm pretty sure you can get your expectation met with yourself.
Okay.
You just have to tell yourself, go outside.
Plum, did you want to do a special expression podcast? Because
We better start. Okay, so let's see if anything happens that's different out of this one. Okay, we'll just skip it. We'll come back to it. We'll finish it off. All right, so everybody go to your expression posts, your individual expression posts. I'm going to call on you. You're going to read on your last expression post. So we'll start with Zyger. Thanks for reminding me, Zyger.
No problem. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm there. So you want me to read my last expression?
Yeah, your last expression post. Let's get to it.
Alright. It's funny how, no matter what I write about in my posts, people always comment on the cold showers. They exert a strange fascination on people. I've written an expression post in a million years, partially because I'm busier than ever, partially because I'm a lazy asshole. Realistically, a combination of both factors come into play. Fuck! Bought some wireless speakers yesterday. Yeah, Boxing Day. Yeah, I had to do terrible things to get them to the store. They had the place on lockdown. Locked doors, doorman sifting through the people coming in and out. When I arrived there with my brother, the guy took one good look at us. We were unshaved, kind of bum-looking, and my brother had a large empty duffel bag. He let us out without asking questions. Yeah, nobody fucks with this guy. Sure. Let's back up a little. Why do I want wireless speakers? Want to spend $100 on a hooker instead? I'm glad you asked that question. Well, I'm glad I asked it. Anyway, I'm glad, alright? So, wireless speakers. I was getting increasingly pissed at my inability to play audio in various rooms in my house. I mean, sure, I could have bought a stereo or something, but that only plays records. I could have put an MP3 player, but that shit's annoying, running out of batteries. And god damn it, we're living in 2011. I don't want to have to transfer my files anywhere just to listen to it. I want to stream shit straight from the internet, or my hard drive. Thus, the wireless speakers.
Time out.
Anyway,
Stop right there.
Alright.
How's your relationships with other students at the academy?
Not good with everyone, though.
What does that mean?
Well, I know some students, others no. But the ones I know I have a pretty good relationship with.
Okay, like how many students do you have a good relationship with at the academy?
Maybe 10, 15?
10 or 15?
Well, that I talk to and we hang out and we have fun together.
Yeah, name them.
I don't fight with anybody.
Name them. I'm not asking about who you don't fight with. I'm asking about who you have a good relationship with.
I guess Boggles, DVP.
Wait, you guess Boggles, or you know only those you know you have a good relationship with?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I'm doing. Let me look at the list. Yeah, high school, Dead by Porn. DKO I've talked to once, but we had fun.
I don't want to know who you had fun or who you talked to once with. I want to know who you have a good relationship with. Only name the people you have a good relationship with. That you consider a good relationship.
Okay, yeah. Blue.
Blue?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, we got Blue.
Yeah,
that's
all
one.
The ones I said before.
Okay, so name them all right now.
Right. With you, Professor Plum.
Okay, there's me.
Mind Boggler. Blue. Dead by Porn. High school. Let's see, who else? Yeah, the HR.
Okay.
What's his name? Craig Mayer.
Craig Mayer, okay.
Haven't talked to Toro much, but I think I have a good relationship with him.
Okay, if you have to reach now for names, I'm gonna go with 6, 7. I'm gonna go with 7 right now.
7.
Okay, Jar.
And it's not that much.
Jar.
Yeah.
What'd you think about these first 3 paragraphs?
Well, I'm not looking at his. I'm looking at mine.
Okay, did you hear what he said when he was reading it?
Yeah, he was reading about getting wireless speakers.
What'd you think about it? What'd you think about what you heard? Those first 3 paragraphs.
I thought he was. It wasn't as sucking into me. I felt like he
Not compelled. Okay, DVP. What'd you think about those first 3 paragraphs?
I wasn't listening.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because after the first paragraph, I started reading my expression because I was trying to find my latest one.
Did you lose interest, or you're just doing other things?
Both.
So you lost interest and you were looking for other things.
Yes.
Okay, Blue. You there? I think Blue. Blue, you there?
He lost interest.
He lost interest. Jar. No, wait, I already called him Jar. DKO. Was DKO one of the guys you named? No. Let's see. Who
No.
else have a good relationship here? Tim? No. Big L? Nope. Okay, and me? I also fell asleep. So I would say your view of who you have a good relationship with is not that clear. Is a little delusional. This stuff,
I guess you're right.
this type of stuff would matter to somebody who is in a good relationship with you. They would be interested in those little quirks about topical matters that were inconsequential to other people. So I would say, what is the real problem here, Jar? What am I trying to get at?
He's not. The real problem you're getting at is that he actually doesn't have as good relationships that he thinks that he does.
Right.
That's what you're trying to say.
So how are we? Why am I relating that to his expression post? Why did I stop him there and ask him
Expression
this?
posts aren't, because the students and yourself, we don't care for the expression posts as much.
Yeah, we don't care about what he's writing about. What does that say about our relationship if we don't care about what he's saying?
It's a poor relationship.
It's a poor relationship. So if you're writing about 3 paragraphs worth of stuff of you getting speakers and nobody gives a fuck, there's no relationship. There's no reason for us to care. If I'm in a relationship with you and you're my best buddy, I might care about this. It might be an interesting thing to me because it's a very topical thing, but it's happening to you and I care about you. But if there's no relationship formed yet, what do I care about then?
If there's no relationship, well, I guess you'd want to either know what I'm thinking about or know more about me.
Yes, exactly. Not either. That is exactly what I want to know about you. So because that is missing here, I'm falling asleep during the rest of this. Your relationship is based on you sharing yourself through your experiences, not sharing about the experiences or trying to make the experiences themselves interesting. You reading them in a funny way or an intriguing way doesn't matter if there's no you in the reading.
What do you mean by you?
Well, let's cover it. Let's get to Paperclip. Your turn.
Well, no one's going to be interested in my stuff. I only have a great relationship with Bogler in the
Well, let's see. Is that let me ask you a question. Tim Will, you there?
Yeah.
Is it possible Paperclip doesn't interact that much with the other students. Is it possible for us to be interested in what he's reading since he doesn't interact with the other students?
It's possible, but not likely.
Why would it be possible? Why would you say it's possible?
It depends on how well he expresses himself in the post.
Meaning what?
He's speaking about himself.
Okay, very good. Okay, so go ahead, Paperclip. Hit it.
Okay. Willie Gilligan wrote...
Wait. Whoa. Hold on. Before you start, which page are we starting on? It's page 27?
Yeah, the last page. No, 28. 28, and I'm responding to Willie Gilligan's feedback.
Let's not go to one of your responses. Let's go from one of your posts that you actually initiated by yourself.
Okay.
We'd have to go back to 27, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, that one.
Which one?
The last post on page 27.
Last one on page 27. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm there. Go ahead.
I was watching
Wait. Everybody else there?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Page
one person.
27. Yeah.
Everybody else there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hibernia, you there?
Yep.
Why aren't you answering, Hibernia?
Sorry, yeah, I'm there. Sorry.
Pay attention. When we're talking to people, we're talking to you. You're everyone. You're someone and you're everyone. DKO, you there?
Yes,
Why aren't you responding?
I did earlier. If I didn't, sorry.
Big L, you there?
Yeah.
Why aren't you responding? Hold on, you're going robot. Your microphone is going robot. Okay. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Paperclip. Hit it.
I was watching a video today of my favorite wrestling team in the world, D-Generation X. If the team does not ring you a bell, then I have 2 words for you. So good. Memories of life as a little kid for me, without further than the rest. Especially because it's relevant to D-Generation X, like Matthew questions in a...
In a what? Fucking grammar.
I had a decimal.
Left us hanging.
Yeah. I know. Like Matthew questions in an English essay.
Sounds like a big L grammar sentence. Okay, keep going.
One day, I had a couple of friends over from the neighborhood watching the WWF pay-per-view. We had the usual food for such event: pizza, Coca-Cola, and potato chips. This was my food for special events, such as watching a badass movie like Gladiator, coming back sweaty, tired, and injured from skateboarding out in the streets all day, or anticipating the outcome of whether Vince McMahon, the owner of WWF, would defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin, only the baddest SOB in the wrestling business, who downs 2 beers at a time after successfully defeating his enemy. The cable controller was placed on a table while my friend reached for a bottle of Coca-Cola to delight his taste buds. As my friend grabs the soda to pour in his cup, the Coca-Cola bottle slips away from his grip and his contents pour all over the controller. I thought, oh fuck, I need to grab the controller away from the crime scene as soon as possible before the whole thing stops working.
Okay, stop right there. How's your relationships with the rest of the students, Paperclip?
Shitty.
Okay. DKO, what'd you think about what he read thus far?
I like the pizza, Coca-Cola, and potato chips part because that got me a little bit hungry, and that's the only part I
So you liked it because it got you hungry. It made you think of food, made you think of your necessity, so that's the only reason you liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Jar, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was more or less in fitting with G. Zyber's post. He's conveying kind of what a story that has happened to him, but I don't care enough about Paperclip yet to actually care to listen about that stuff. I want to hear more Paperclip.
Okay, Hibernia. Okay, good. Hibernia.
It was incoherent.
You're incoherent. Explain yourself.
Well, it's like text language. It's just, it goes from one thing to the other. There's no overall beginning or ending. It's just incoherent.
Well, there's the story.
Give me an example of this incoherence. Give me a specific example.
Okay, then I have, see.
By the way, I shouldn't have to prompt you for the example. You should be explaining yourself. You should be working on conveying what you mean to the other people to bring us into your experience. So when you're talking about something being incoherent, Hibernia, are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then stop talking when I'm talking and listen. When you're talking about something being incoherent or something being good or something being bad, that means nothing to me. You need to bring the other person into your experience. So if I'm talking about incoherence, one of the easiest ways to demonstrate that would be to bring up a specific example where I said, look, this part right here didn't mesh with this part over here. It was incoherent. I couldn't follow the train of thought. Now you're bringing the other person into their experience, and they say, oh, now I understand what Hibernia is talking about. When you just say incoherent, you sound incoherent. The irony is you sound incoherent.
Okay, well, if I go back to the first part, okay, I was watching a video today of my favorite wrestling team in the world, D-Generation X. Well, I don't know who D-Generation X are, okay? If the team does not ring you a bell, then I have two words for you. Suck it. What the fuck does that mean? Memories of life. Then he goes on to memories of life as a kid, flashed through me, and one stood out further than the rest. I mean, it's all over the place, especially because it's irrelevant to D-Generation X, like math equations in a full stop. Like, it's all over the place.
Okay, so he hasn't brought you into his experience at all. You have no idea how to relate to what D-Generation X is, first of all, or the phrase "suck it." I know exactly what he's talking about, so this is more clearer to me.
Yes, but it's just, how does he go from that to memories of life as a little kid? I mean, it's just...
Well, I understand how he made the jump, but you don't understand how he made the jump. That's the important distinction. He hasn't brought you, a foreign person, into his experience. You would have to culturally know or have watched wrestling and know all the teams and know the catchphrases to understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, makes perfect sense to me. Let's see. DK, I already asked you, didn't I?
Hold on. So my only problem is I can't bring everybody into my experience.
You can't?
Well, like, as in, some people don't know what D-Generation X. I need to explain that and have people understand.
So whose fault is that?
D-Generation
Whose fault is that they don't know what D-Generation X or who D-Generation X is?
Me.
Okay, so what's your point?
So then all I'm missing is the fact that I need to explain or be able to convey. Fuck, I hear an echo.
That's part of Skype.
God damn it. It's annoying. It's hard to talk when I hear myself speaking right afterwards. Okay. So all I need to do is be able to take things that I'm assuming everybody knows about and be able to relate to them.
You're assuming everybody knows about these things? That's the problem. You gotta assume that nobody knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
Nobody knows what it feels like to be you as a child. Everybody's watched wrestling, maybe. Or I should say, maybe many people have watched wrestling, but your wrestling experience, your experience of viewing those things is unique to you. So when you say suck it, I know what you're talking about, but Hibernia certainly doesn't, so you'd have to explain the whole premise behind that. And then second, what are you talking about? What is your experience of hearing that catchphrase versus my experience? I don't know what your experience is like. You haven't related that. And then also the other comments, well, let's hear some more comments. Tim Willie.
Yeah. I didn't care about the having the friends over. I mean, I knew who the Generation X was, and I knew the whole phrase. But when it comes to like hanging out with friends that I don't know, I don't really care for it.
Okay, so you just didn't care for the premise, or just the writing, or what?
Like, I didn't care for the story about how he brought friends over.
Okay, just.
I mean, when it comes to like the Generation X, I related to it because I remember watching them when I was younger too.
So you related to one thing, and the other thing you didn't relate to, or you just didn't like it.
I didn't relate to the friends coming over to watch wrestling.
Okay, Big L.
It was fucking boring.
Yeah, very direct.
I'm gonna say this right now. It felt like I was being tranquilized.
Felt like you were being tranquilized.
Yes.
DVP.
Well, I didn't like it either, but there was one part that really stuck out that I did enjoy. When he said, coming back sweaty, tired, and injured from skateboarding out in the streets all day. Now, I've never been skateboarding, but I can relate to just coming back, tired and sweaty from, like, a day of, sport or something, or playing, or whatever you're doing.
Okay.
I like that part a lot. And I can relate to just coming down and, like, kicking off and lying back. So, I like that part a lot.
Zyger.
Yeah, I can really see how he's doing the same thing I am. It's like, it's a well-told story. There's peaks and valleys, and the actual storytelling, the structure is interesting, but because the content is not connected to his experience, it doesn't bring me to it. Like, I don't know Paperclip. I don't think I've ever talked to him.
Right.
So
who cares about the story, essentially?
Yeah, but at the end, like, he hasn't spoken about it yet, but there's one part I liked later on, like, when he talks about the 2 buttons for volume stop working, it's like, it's a cripple.
Right.
That spoke to me.
Okay.
It's more like his experience of...
So if he relates a specific experience that you can relate to, even though you don't know him, you can kind of go, oh, I could kind of relate to that. That's interesting. That's a novel thing. But ultimately...
It's his experience, because it's like, he's making the analogy, when his controller stopped working, he felt like an amputee. Like, someone lost something, a part of them.
Right, so giving
that's like a feeling.
Yeah, so giving a specific sense to him of what it's like to go through that, okay?
Yeah.
So that's good. So we get a specific sense of what it's like to be him in that situation. But
right,
ultimately...
when I read that part, it immediately sprang up at me.
Right, so there's some good word pictures here, but ultimately, there's no meaning behind these pictures. It's like having a book full of great pictures, but if there's no direction to them, there's no meaning, there's no point behind the pictures there, they're ultimately just pictures and they lose their novelty very quickly.
Exactly. I could tell that if a friend of mine would tell the story live, I'd be very interested.
Okay, yeah, if it was a good friend that you were interested in hearing from.
I wanted to say that if Plum, if you wrote this, I would be really interested in reading it.
Why would you be interested if I wrote this?
Because I care about, I want to, I care about you, man.
So we have a relationship is what you're saying.
Well, I have a relationship, I think that I have a relationship with you, but I don't know if you have a relationship with me.
Well, you should know. If I have a relationship with you, we should both, what should be happening if we have a relationship?
We should be getting our needs met.
Right. So you should know if you're having a good relationship with me or not. It shouldn't be a question in your mind. You know, a lot of guys, they ask girls to marry them, and they don't know the answer. That's a bad relationship.
Yeah.
If you ask a girl to marry you, you should know the answer before you even ask her.
Right.
So if you're telling me we have a good relationship, you should know for sure that's a good relationship. It shouldn't be a shock to you. I shouldn't go, we have no relationship at all, Jar. What are you talking about?
Right.
Otherwise, you'd be like the guy writing that letter we just talked about.
Yeah, I would be.
All right. Paper. Did you get all that?
You left the call.
Oh, you left the call. Okay, let's go to DVP. Hit it.
Alright. I'm slowly becoming more disciplined. Starting these posts is becoming less of a hassle, and I don't see them as much of a chore as it is a week ago. In fact, I'm actually starting to welcome more things to do beyond these posts. Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out recently. I wanted to get it for the PS3, but couldn't because all my money is going towards my parents. So I had to ask my mom if I could spend my own money. She told me no first, then I said, how can I work for it? She knew I meant business, and she said with an exasperated sigh, well, the cash you've been bringing in is slightly freeing us up financially, so I don't see how it could hurt. You can get it Friday. I wasn't having it. I wanted to work for the money, so I asked what I could do to earn it. Clean the entire house by Friday. I was proud of myself that I took this on. Normally, I just ask and expect my demands.
Hold on a second. Time out. Technical issue. Is everybody else breaking up? Does everybody else hear the microphone breaking up?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think the call might be degrading after a while because it was really good in the beginning. I'm wondering if the time we spent on the call has anything to do with it. So what I'm going to do is hang up on everybody and call everybody back. Let's see if we can get a fresh Skype call going. We got about 20 minutes left. All right, so I'm going to hang up on everybody. All right.
Hello, welcome to Skype call.
Hello, welcome to Skype call.
Oh god, it's the English room.
You have to remove all the students.
All right, hold on. Let's get rid of that guy. Anybody else we got rid of? Okay. I think we...
Boiler's back.
Wait. Hold on. He's still out. We're ending class. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. Did we get everybody?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Who's vacuuming?
That's,
Refrigerator.
Hibernia. Or who's vacuuming?
Zyger.
Zyger, you vacuuming?
Yeah, I'm here.
DKO, you vacuuming?
There we go, it's gone.
Okay,
sounds
good. Well, it sounds good right now.
Alright.
Go ahead, where'd you leave off?
Clean the entire house by Friday.
Okay.
Clean the entire house by Friday. I was proud of myself that I took this on. Normally, I just ask and expect my demands to be met like a spoiled child, but this time I was going to work for it. I immediately got started. No bullshitting around, listening to music, and doing any of that other fucking filler crap I do to procrastinate my responsibilities. I started off with the kitchen. It was the worst room in the house by far. This place looked like something out of a movie where the main character is a low-life criminal. Unclean dishes were everywhere. The tile floor blackened from all the dirt of people's shoes and spilled food and drink. All the different unused cooking machines covering all the food crumbs and dried drink spills. I walk into this room like I'm really seeing it for the first time, shocked at the enormity of the situation. Looks like I have some work ahead of me.
Stop right there. How's your relationship with the rest of the students?
Not good.
Not good? How come?
Because I'm not initiating. I'm lazy. I'm not doing anything with them.
Not initiating what? What's that mean, not initiating?
Not talking to them.
Not talking to them. Not starting, initiating conversations with other students. Okay? Hibernia, what'd you think?
I think it was a brilliant expression post.
You thought it was brilliant. How come?
Yeah. Well, I can really relate to what he says here. Like, hang on a sec. He says,
We'll come back to you. Jar.
Yeah. So, for me, it's the same thing with high school. It's the same thing with Paperclip. It's the same thing with G. Zeiger. He's describing, more of a story that happened to him. That's right. If I knew DVP more, if I was in a better relationship with him, yeah, I think I'd care more about this. But the fact of the matter is that I'm not.
Okay.
So, again, I'm not really attaching.
Okay, Tim?
I had a hard time relating to the story. I don't know what Elder Scrolls Skyrim is. I think it's a video game.
Right.
I did like when he described his kitchen. That's all I have.
Okay, Big L?
I loved it, especially how he described the kitchen. That shit just sucked me in.
Okay.
Like a fucking vortex.
Alright, so you got sucked into the vortex.
And as he kept on describing it, I just got sucked in a little more and more and more and more.
I call it BS.
Oh, BS. We got BS call. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We got a Jar calling BS on Big L. Why do you call him BS?
I call it BS because I feel like Big O does this to everybody, and I feel like he's doing it in terms of trying to build a relationship. I don't think Big L can read these posts more than 10 times over before wanting to get up and do something else. I don't think he's sucking. If he's truly sucking, then his eyes would be glued to every single one of DVP's posts for the entire day. So I'm calling BS.
BS, okay.
The hell do you mean by that?
Big Al, I explained it, man. I genuinely believe that you know what? I just justified myself.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
That's sad.
Yeah, you catch it, but then it's like, fuck, and then you relapse. And you
Is justification good or bad, Blue?
Justification is good if justification could be good if you're trying to build a relationship with other guys.
Yeah, it's very good. If you have no reason to, or if Big L hasn't given you any reason to not justify yourself, it's perfectly fine to explain your position to him.
Okay.
It's only when he's violating your expectations that you want to cut off the justifications. But if you're explaining your point, why you're doing this, that's perfectly fine. You just have to be aware when somebody is violating your expectations. For instance, if Big L just starts telling you to fuck off and you're an asshole and I'm not listening to you, then obviously he's not fearing your authority. But if you're just talking to him, he's a student, you're a student, there's a mutual respect, there's a mutual fear for each other's authority. You guys want to make each other happy, you guys want to get in a relationship. There's absolutely no problem with justifying yourselves. You guys look at justification like it's an evil word or it's a bad omen or it's a black cat. It's not.
But,
You understand justification is necessary to make a relationship work. But there is a time and place for it. You just have to be clear when it's okay to justify. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't justify. You should. Right now when I'm explaining all this is my justification.
Right.
This is necessary for you to understand things in the classroom. If I just said, don't do that, you wouldn't understand it. A justification is required. Our relationship won't go anywhere as teacher and student if there's no justification, if there's no teaching, there's no explanation. You guys are just hearing the surface of words. You're hearing, oh, it was bad to justify myself in this situation, so never justify. You guys like to go to one extreme or the other.
But I mean, it's the justification. Is it the dynamics different with other men, other than women?
You tell me.
I would say yes, because we all have authority. We're all men, but none of us wants to feel like we're being taken care of from the other guy. So in that case,
We're being taken care of from the other guy? What do you mean by that?
we all have authority, but we don't want to feel like we're under the authority of some other dude, unless like it's Professor Plum and he's developing the Manhood Academy, so we got to do everything he say. Like if it's a friend,
aren't you under your friend's authority if he's teaching you how to play Monopoly?
Yeah, but it's mutual. Like with the chick, I wouldn't be under her authority.
Well, aren't you under my authority?
Yes.
Am I getting anything from you?
No.
I'm not?
Well, I mean, yeah, you are. I mean, I'm giving you my $10 a month, and
okay, so I'm just getting your $10. That's it?
I mean, I'm giving you my input and my expression.
So I am or am not getting anything from you?
You are getting it. You are getting something from me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So what is a relationship then between us, or between anybody?
A relationship is.
Big L, can you tell me what a relationship is?
A relationship is mutual.
What's that mean?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, what? What does it mean?
A relationship is mutual by nature. You basically give someone something, and they basically give you something back.
So I give you a fish and you give me a quarter?
Yeah.
I give you a punch and you give me a watch?
No.
Tim, could you speak in coherent English and tell me what is a relationship?
Relationship is two people or a group of people having conversations with each other.
So if I say, hey, and you say, yo, we have a relationship?
A superficial one, yes.
I have an answer.
Paperclip, can you give me a good answer? What's a relationship?
A relationship is when two people are under each other's authority.
Hibernia, can you tell me what a relationship is?
It's when two people are meeting each other's needs.
Oh, can you say that? We got a smart guy in the class. Say that louder.
It's when two people are meeting each other's needs.
When two people are meeting each other's needs. Are you meeting my needs, Jar?
Yes.
Am I meeting your needs, Jar?
Yes.
Do we have a relationship?
Yes, we do.
Is it mutual?
Yes.
So, should you justify yourself to me?
Yes.
Should I justify myself to you?
Yes.
Why?
Because. Fuck.
Because why, Zyger?
Justification is like a reward. It makes relationships grow stronger. Because when you're justifying something to you, it shows you care, that they know why you do things in a certain way.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you questions about Skype later. You're going to justify yourself to me. You're going to give me explanations about your expertise. I'm going to benefit from that. I'm telling you about social interaction right now. I'm telling you how to fix your expression post. You're going to benefit from that.
Yep.
So there's mutual justifications going on right now.
And we're both benefiting from it.
We're both benefiting from it. Does that make sense, Blue?
Yes.
And it's the same thing with a girl, too. There's no difference.
Same thing with a girl.
A guy and a girl.
There you go.
Same thing. All right.
Hibernia, what'd you think about DVP's post?
I still think it's great.
Oh, did I already talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay, Paper.
Yep.
Clip.
I like when he talked about the kitchen, how it was a mess. I mean, I never been in his kitchen, but the way he described it just reminded me of how I would imagine if I went to a deserted house that's just filled with old stuff that's just been piling up and dust has been collecting.
Okay, I'm going to give my opinion. I thought this was a good post, but I didn't even read it yet. I wasn't really paying attention to it that much, but I could kind of see that he's talking about some things that have to do with his kitchen, maybe seemingly a superficial topic. But I feel from reading DVP's posts, I feel he's a really good. He has a really good relationship with his audience. He talks a lot about himself, his relationship with his parents. So you see a lot about him, and you see a specific person in his expression posts. So through those experiences, I feel like I've kind of gone like on the ups and downs with DVP. I feel like we're buddies when I read his posts, even though we may not have so much in-person communication. I feel like I've built a relationship with him by reading his posts and getting a really deep look into his life. So now that we're talking about a superficial thing, I still get a sense of, like almost a sympathy for him, for what he's going through, just because of what I read in the past regarding his posts. and the relationship I have with his past posts. So it doesn't have to be, every post isn't going to be about yourself. Some things are going to be about, Zyger going to buy speakers or, DVP cleaning his kitchen. They're not going to be the deepest posts in the world. But if there is that relationship that links you to that post, there is some interest in there. There is a reason to care about the post. So I feel like...
And in the post, he talks about his emotions too. Like, I wasn't having it. I was proud of myself that I took this on. He's talking about what he's thinking too.
Yes, there is his thoughts and feelings are in the post too. He's very good at putting his thoughts and feelings into the post. So you can see a living person behind this post. This is what draws me into the post. This is why I like reading these posts. TKO.
I like the part when he was talking about Elder Scrolls because we were on Skype before the podcast came on and we were talking about it. And I also liked about the part when he was talking about his kitchen that he was about to clean because I actually clean a lot in my house and I could relate to that too.
So you relate to specific events. You relate to novelty items.
Yeah.
If something relates to you, you like it. If you don't relate to it, you don't like it.
That's what happened with that post.
Okay. TKO, hit it.
Alright.
What are we on? Page 19?
Yes, we're on page 19.
Page 19 of Don King. Right in the middle, it looks like. Third to the top. Third from the top.
Okay. You guys there?
We're all here.
I'm there now. I'm there. Alright. I was going to start my schedule, but after I was halfway finished with it, I realized that I had my dentist appointment in the middle of the week. I was going to get my wisdom teeth extracted. I got frustrated and stopped typing my next schedule because I didn't want to waste any more time I was putting in a schedule I wasn't going to fulfill. When the day came to pull out my wisdom teeth, I was perfectly calm. I didn't worry about the pain I'd be experiencing, but I was worrying if a man or a woman would be doing the extraction. I didn't want to risk a woman to perform the extraction and then stop in the middle of it to say, I don't know what to do now. I was dreading and hoping that the Mexican dentist would extract my teeth. I didn't want the responsibility to fall on a woman. After my gums were getting numbed, I heard the Mexican dentist talking to the woman dentist. I thought the woman dentist was the student of the Mexican dentist, but I had it wrong. I found out 2 days after the extraction that the woman dentist was the owner of the dentistry. When I heard the Mexican dentist asking the woman dentist if she wanted to do the extraction, my worry meter went from 1 to 50. I wasn't at 100 yet. That's later. The woman dentist wanted to extract it. I think she chose it because she'll be the one who gets paid for extracting my wisdom teeth. But I'd rather have let the Mexican guy extract my teeth. After I was given the shots in my mouth, the woman dentist said it was going to be easy for her to extract my wisdom teeth. I thought, yeah, right. That's what they all say. Unfortunately, in the middle of the procedure, she muttered to herself, oh, this is hard. My dreads spiked, and I was shivering a little more energetically. Throughout the procedure, I was shaking a little bit, but when I heard what she said, I thought I was going to end up with a deformed mouth and go home with a half-extracted wisdom tooth to come back the next day and get another half pulled out. I could feel her getting a grip of my tooth and pulling it with all her might. When she pulled it, I naturally made my jaw tense, just in case. I didn't want it to yank my jaw to break and disconnect it. She sounded like she was about to give up and I was worrying again. The pain was piercing through my jaw while she was thinking about what to do. I felt like slapping her face and waking her up. She looked like she was daydreaming. I was taken aback and started shaking again. I felt like a poor soldier wounded during battle with 2 medics, clueless about what to do in a situation they were taught to be in.
Stop. Hibernia.
Yeah, I think it was very good expression post. Lots of good graphic descriptions, and he definitely relayed his experience.
Yes, I was actually kind of cringing just thinking about him. It sounded to me like he was in the ghetto getting his teeth pulled by a pair of pliers. So when I was reading this,
it was more like the war zone,
Yeah, I felt like he was in some dire ghetto place where they had like $2 medical equipment, and he was in this desperate situation. I couldn't really understand what was going on. I was thinking, is this possible? Is this really happening? Okay, Zyger.
This is the first time I actually wanted to know how it ended.
Yes.
I was disappointed that it stopped in the middle. And it started slowly. Like, the first 2 or 3 sentences was like, oh, this is going to be tedious. But then it really picked up.
It reminds
me. As soon as he said, like, I was worrying if a man or woman would be doing the extraction, I got intrigued. Like, why? And then he explained it.
I think there was a lot of repetition back and forth, almost unnecessary. We get the point where he didn't want the woman to pull him, he wanted the man to pull him. I think he repeated that a couple too many times, but it built up eventually. And I wish he had read, or I wish he had made the structure almost the way he read the different parts. Because when DKO reads different parts, he almost goes into that character, and you get a sense of what that person is like, and it draws you in. But when he's reading, it almost puts you to sleep. He's very monotonous when he reads sometimes. It's very annoying. DVP.
Yes.
It took me a little bit to get down. It started off very slow. He started talking about how he didn't want the woman dentist. That's when it drew me in. That's when I started really listening. And he did repeat himself a lot. Like, he basically repeated the same concept that he didn't want the woman to operate. He just said it like 1,000 different ways. But I liked his sense of humor. Like, my worry meter went from 1 to 50. I wasn't at 100 yet. That's later.
Yes, little wry sense of humor.
Yeah, that just cracked me up. And yeah, overall, this was a good post. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Jar.
When he got into it.
Jar.
So, yeah, I'm on par with what DBP and G-Zag are talking about. I feel like it took a while, so once it got rolling, it really got rolling. And, I enjoyed listening to what was going to happen with this poor DKO sitting next to this woman standing above it. I wanted to continue listening. How's this going to end?
I was trying to, while I was reading this, I was wondering, this was almost like a horrible fascination, like watching a car wreck. It was part novelty factor. I don't necessarily know how much of it was a great expression post to me, but I know I was definitely intrigued to find out what was happening while this woman was twisting him in the chair.
Yes, the novelty, what you just said, that's something I can for sure use in my description as well. Like, there was a novelty factor to it. Yeah, it may have helped.
The novelty factor is definitely not something you want to rely on, because that's the type of thing that makes people say, especially in the last class, what I did over Christmas vacation, I didn't do anything interesting. I didn't have any novelty factor happen to me. That's the thing you want to avoid.
Saying where you need to have a cool job in order to be interesting, like the novelty of having some interesting job. It's the same thing. It's crap. You don't need novelty.
Yes. Let's see. Paper. Oh, got clap. Sound effects.
My goodness. I was impressed. I mean, I thought I was watching a movie, and there was a commentator giving me all his reactions to what was happening. It was like watching a UFC fight and hearing Joe Rogan or the other dude talking about how they feel about what's happening in the fight.
Wow.
It was great. I mean, I don't really care about the dentist. I hate going there, and I don't want to hear about it. But the way he gave me his reaction to everything that was happening, every little step, every little part of the situation. He was telling me his feelings, his thoughts, and I was like, wow.
So unlike your wrestling post, which was very vague, he brought you into his reaction, into his experience in a very specific and thorough way.
Yeah, I'm still bothered about how to write a good expression.
Well, maybe you'll have to ask DKO.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bookmarking DKO's thread so I can follow him like Twitter.
Sweet. Blue.
Well, I like the subject matter because dentistry, a lot of people have fear about dentists. It's one of those primal fears where people are afraid of the dark and, when people are messing with your teeth, I always think about the drill and how it's going to hit your nerve and it's going to be very painful. But I liked it because I can relate to being at the dentist, and I pictured him sitting in the dentist chair, and I pictured myself sitting in the dentist chair. And as far as the woman, I pictured a woman like with skinny arms, and she's trying to pull his teeth out, and I could.
So he did a good job of bringing you into this experience.
Yeah. This was a good thread.
Okay, Tim.
And when he talked about the shots, it sent chills down my spine because, well, for one thing, I just had my teeth pulled yesterday.
So very, very personal experience to you. Okay, close to home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I kind of got sucked into it.
So you're biased basically because you have it's like a common experience with him. You're bonding over a common experience, so you're a little biased.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, we're gonna recuse you from this case. Big L.
Hold on, Plumber.
Yo.
Just gotta tell you, I need to leave.
Okay, we're gonna end it right now. Go ahead.
I'll be doing the conversation about the podcast tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Alright, see you.
Okay, take care.
Peace.
Big L.
Peace. Wow, you got quiet.
Big L.
Okay, the moment he talked about that woman and yeah.
Go ahead. I think we got lag. Go ahead, Big L.
The moment he was talking about that woman dentist, the moment he was talking about the woman dentist and how she was fucking up the whole job about pulling the tooth, I already wanted to punch that. I already wanted to punch that bitch in the face.
We know you have violent tendencies toward women. Thank you. You want to comment on the post other than your violent tendencies?
But seriously, DKO, I especially love the part where he's talking about like how he felt like an injured soldier. Like, I love that comparison.
Okay, so he brought you into his experience very vividly.
Yeah. Not to mention that DKO and I have a relationship.
Okay, good that you guys have a relationship, so this is more meaningful to you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great job, you guys. I think we're going to end it here. We're going to try and do more of this. I like going over these expression posts because we really get a chance to see how you're expressing yourselves, and we get a chance to work on your verbal expression, which is really important. Especially DKO. I don't want to fall asleep next time you're reading something.
All right.
Any last questions before we go? Okay, thank you, students. It's been another amazing podcast. We'll see you next time.